In the Sermon on the Mount, reported in Matthew 5, 6, and 7, Jesus said that we are not to lay up treasures on earth for ourselves, where moth and rust corrode, where thieves dig through and steal, or where the stock market can erode it all. Rather, we're to lay up treasures in heaven, where moth and rust cannot corrode, where thieves cannot dig through and steal, and where the stock market has no effect whatsoever. And then he adds an astonishingly important sentence. He adds, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Now note carefully what he says. He does not say, "Guard your heart." He says, "Choose your treasure." Now there are other passages where we're told to guard our hearts. Guard your heart, for out of it are the well springs of life. Yeah, there are texts like that. But in this passage in the Sermon on the Mount, that's not what Jesus says. What he says is, your heart will follow your treasure. So choose your treasure aright. In other words, if what you value the most has to do with treasures down here, things which may, in themselves, be good, for which to give thanks, things to appreciate. If, nevertheless, that is the entire horizon of your treasure, that's where your heart will go. Heart now not in some sort of romantic or merely emotional sense. So often in the Bible, heart has to do with the inmost being of a human being, who you are, what you think, what you cherish. And if what you value out there has to do with everything in this life and that's all, then that's where your heart will go. That's where your imagination goes. That's where your energy goes. That's where your creative imagination goes. That's what you think about. It's what you hope for. And it may be, if you're a Christian, that it's some sort of deep but fairly insignificant creedal level. You also believe there's a new heaven and the new earth, but it doesn't mean a blessed thing about how you live. Because your heart has its treasures here. If, on the other hand, though you can thoroughly appreciate all the good things that God gives us in this life, and there are so many of them, yet what you treasure the most has to do with the new heaven and the new earth, that's where your imagination will go. That's where your energies will go. That's where your heart goes.